Say what's on my mind, sip on fine wine. Listen to my thoughts, unfiltered, relax, recline. Today we got some time, how nice of you to join. Listen to my thoughts, true facts you'll find.
Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Thoughts. My name is Cedric and this is my wife Deidre.
Hello.
And we're coming to you guys with another episode today, which will be how social media impacts our lives.
Yes, it's something that has been on my mind. You know, this was one of the podcasts that I thought of this one. You know, we never say who comes up with the ideas for our podcast, but this one was one that, you know, as a person that spends a lot of time on social media, I can tell that it definitely affects a lot of people for different reasons. So, Mr. Harris, what do you think when you think of social media and how it affects people?
Well, I feel like social media is kind of the therapy or the therapist of a lot of people's lives. I feel like, you know, people pretty much live their lives on social media. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's like we don't, even though it's a nice thing that we can actually see, you know, people's progressions and if they have family, kids, if they go on trips, things like that. But what it also does is on the flip side, it takes away the personal touch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it depends because I look at social media like Facebook. Like we're going to talk about just the main two ones, right? Facebook and Instagram. Granted, we know there's a lot of other ones, but we're old school, I guess. We don't do the TikToking and the Snapchatting and the the tweeting and all that other stuff. But the main ones is for me and said, I should say, I can't speak for everybody, but for us, it's Instagram and Facebook. And I look at them as two totally different things. Like I feel like Facebook is family oriented. You don't really see all the thoughting and botting, the debauchery, all of that good shit that you see on Instagram. Like I don't post, like my Facebook is private, and that's where I usually post all of our kids' stuff because I feel like that's where most of family and friends and people who want to see that shit is on Facebook. And then on Instagram, you know, that's where I post most of the pictures of myself. I don't put our kids on Instagram. My Instagram is public and my Facebook is private. And I just think that, you know, it's just different. Like usually when I go on Facebook, I see a lot of people's children and, you know, wholesome good stuff over there. And then, you know, Instagram is just like a whole nother place. It's like uncut, you know. It's like Facebook is BET and then Instagram is BET uncut. But just like you said, they're meant for two different purposes. Facebook, I feel like, you know, is meant for maybe our generation. I mean, I think it's meant for all generations. Yeah, but I think older people do mostly Facebook. Yeah. I don't see a lot of what are they called, whatever they're called, Gen Zs or Gen X. I don't even know what they're called. Them younger people. I don't see a lot of them really on Facebook. They're mostly on TikTok.
Right. Well, Snapchat. Yeah, the way younger our kids, yeah, they definitely they're not going to be on a Facebook.
No, you know what's funny? I'm thinking about it in my head. I feel like Facebook is like for business people, like people who have businesses or like grandmas and aunties and uncles, because I feel like that's what we use my Facebook for. We have our business page, and that's really.
No, I mean that's we use it for more than that. I mean, just like I said, Facebook is like high school reunion.
Which,
you know,
by the way, is sad that we never even got one. I don't even know if my school might have had one, but because everybody knows that everybody's been up to, it kind of defeats the purpose. Because I'm like, I know what you've been up to. I've seen you on Facebook. I know you got 4 kids. You married and you divorced 2 times. I've seen it.
But I think that basically took the place of our personal touches that we have, like a class reunion or going out and going to a family reunion.
Yeah.
Because how many people can say they've been to a family reunion in the last 5 or 10 years?
I'm trying to think if I've ever been to a family reunion on my side of the family. I know I've been to one with your side, and that was just when I was pregnant with Seti, so a long time ago.
Over 10 years.
I mean, you ain't got to say all that. Just when I was pregnant with Seti.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess people don't even do those kind of things anymore. But I just think that getting back to the topic of how it affects people, I definitely feel like there's two types of people who use face or social media. There's the people who use it to hustle, to build their business, to get business, in that purpose. Maybe there's three types of people. Those are the hustlers, and then there's the people that like try to just keep up with everybody else, updating their family with pictures of their kids and, you know, those kind of things, like the family member people. And then there's the people that get on there. There's four people. Then there's the people on there that, you know, those ones that I unfollow. The people that do too much.
The abusers.
The annoying people. And then there's the people that just brighten up my life. The memes people. The people that share memes and videos. Those are the people that keep Facebook for me alive, because that's the reason really I go on there, is to laugh at the stupid ass videos and the pictures. But I want to focus on that third category of people. The ones that...
the abusers.
That does just too goddamn much.
Yeah, that's the abusers.
Yes. Well, I was trying to say it in a nicer way.
Well,
Just,
I mean, but you know, some people will take Facebook and it's basically like you know, it kind of reminds me of that movie, movie they made about Siri.
I don't think I've seen it.
I didn't see it either, but it just like the concept of it, like where like you get to the point where you're just doing the most.
Yeah.
And so some people, they feel like they got to take, you know, every waking second of their day to make sure everybody know what they're doing, which, I mean, if you feel that way, then maybe you should probably just reach out to the people and talk to them.
I agree. You know,
outside of Facebook,
you have those habitual picture takers. That's what I like to call them. The ones that, you know, upload a picture of themselves every single day. Usually it's almost the same kind of picture. And I just don't understand the point. Like, I'm not a serial uploader. You know, I upload things every once in a while on Facebook, more so on Instagram. But, you know, I just am not so self-absorbed to think that everybody on my Facebook wants to see my face every single day. I'm aware that, you know, that's just not that necessary. And I don't understand why some people, because there's a couple of people, and I've had to unfollow them because it just got so repetitive. And it's like, and I understand, like, you know, if you're doing things in life and you want people to see what you're doing and you're proud of it, absolutely, I feel like you should be, you know, taking the time to, you know, to highlight your milestones. But I feel like people take it overboard and it becomes to the point where they're doing it because they want attention. And I feel like that's the main problem that people have today with social media, is that everything is done for attention. It's not even done to be authentic. It's just done to be like, let me see how many likes I can get. Let me see how many people feel the same way that or not even feel the same way I do, but just to see how many likes you can get.
Trying to draw attention to yourself.
Right. And I don't understand that.
But that, let's go back to the history books.
Oh, God.
I feel like Facebook, just like I said in the beginning, is like a therapy for some people, because maybe, you know, because, you know, Facebook, you don't have to, you know, back in the day, you had to go out there and interact with people. Right. You know, if you wanted to see somebody, you actually, either you have one or two ways. You can see them in person or you can call them on the telephone. Mm-hmm. Well, now Facebook kind of give you instant access to those people that we never had before. So, like, a lot of people just, you know, if you want to talk to a lost cousin that you haven't seen that you haven't spoken to in a while, you can just send them a message now on Facebook. So,
but I think that's what's the beauty of social media, is that you can stay in contact with people that you would never even find or know. But it's those, you know, it's those other motherfuckers that just make you just want to delete all the apps, because it's just like...
Well, because I think it's, you know, when I said this before about, like, mental health, I do think that some people are crying for help. And what I mean by that is, I mean that, you know, because after a while, you know, if you want somebody to give you a pat on the back, you know, you're probably going to act out in a way if you haven't had that in a while.
But I don't understand what would be and you know, I try to stop thinking of things from my point of view, because I understand that it's just my point of view, and most people obviously don't think like I do. But I don't move in life to do things for other people's accolades. Like, I've never been into, I don't like the spotlight. I don't like people looking. I just like to just do my thing move in private, basically. I will never be that type of person that's like, I'm about to do this and I'm about to do that, and I'm getting on the plane to go ahead. I don't need somebody else to tell me that I'm doing great in life or whatever the case might be. And I feel like other people, that's what a lot of people need. They need somebody to say like, oh, you're doing great. Like, you're doing great regardless of somebody telling you that you're doing great.
Right, but you basically saying the same thing I just said about people need that those affirmations of hey, you're doing this, but they just going about it in the wrong way.
Right.
I feel like if you don't surround yourself with people that can call you on the telephone and or obviously see them in person,
right,
and they can tell you about hey, you're doing this, you're doing that, good job, way to go, or shoot you a message or something like that, and you got to go get validation from strange folks on Facebook, then it is a problem.
I definitely agree. And it makes you just wonder, because I feel like I saw something a week ago that was saying that the 90s was the last generation of like realness. And I absolutely agree. I remember talking to you saying that even though it's such a great time to be alive right now due to technology and everything that's going on right now, if I had the chance, I would absolutely go back to the 90s, because I feel like even though people always were stunting and always feeling like they needed to prove themselves to other people, it wasn't done on a platform for everybody to see it. It was done in like a way that you had to like go see that person. But let me show you me shitting on you today. Like, it wasn't like it was today where it's like a goddamn epidemic where people just need to show everybody what they're doing. But I just feel like back then times were much more simpler. We just didn't have all of these distractions, because I feel like really that's what they are. Although I love the distraction, because I love me some Instagram, but I'm aware that most of the shit that we see on Facebook and Instagram is not real. It's a warped reality of what somebody wants you to see.
Right. Well, which with some people, they live on fantasy islands, so it's kind of like they doing this, and we just got to be careful and be able to separate the two from somebody that's just trying to create a reality that they don't live versus the people that's actually living that reality.
Right. And I think they see other people living their lives like that, and they think like, oh, I want to live like that, or how can I make it seem like I'm living like that, or whatever the case might be. And it's just like, why do you, it is what it is, because I guess, it'll never change. I'm aware of that. I know that most people are probably still going to be doing all that crazy ass shit that they've been doing, but I just don't feel like you are mentally free if you are so consumed with what somebody else thinks of you, how many likes you get. Like, we do these podcasts because we're trying to send a message to people, and we hope that we're reaching some people. But if only one person ever listened to our podcast, we would continue to make our podcast, because we got that one person that's still rocking with us. Whereas I feel like some people would be like, oh, well, what's the point? Nobody's liking my stuff. I need all of these validations from people, which I get it, because you feel like you put your heart and soul into something and you want it to be appreciated by people. But ultimately, if you're doing something for yourself, that's all the reward that it is. I should say for me, because I'm not doing these podcasts.
Well, but I think that you have to, just like I said, put things into perspective, because you're not seeking validation from nobody. That's just not who you are in general. So you're very private, basically like the FBI.
You goddamn right. And I was just thinking about this in my head when you say that. Like, you'll never know what's going in my life until it like plays itself out in some kind of way. Maybe like one person in my life besides you that I would actually tell while it's happening. I'm pretty sure they know who they are, but everybody else, you just gonna find out when you find out. Like, oh yeah, I've been doing this for like a year now. Wow, it's crazy.
Well, and I think you just an extreme example, because most people are not going to take it that far. I get it that you do want to have, you want to live your life. You want to talk about the things you've done. You want to show the fun times in your life, and everybody can applaud those. And I think more so with where you're going with this is the people, like, because you're on one extreme where you were so private that, people got to, like, feel like if you're working for the government or not in some type of secret agency, and then you got the people that just on the other side where it's like we don't know. We basically
know everything.
Their dog's name. We know everybody's in their family.
Right. We know what you eat for dinner. We know where you're going on vacation. And we know the whole vacation because we've seen it.
Yeah. Like, and so I think, for you probably can dial it up, and I think for them they can probably dial it down. It's got to have a healthy balance.
But I feel like my life is balanced. I just am not the type of person that feels my life is in real life is happening, and it's not happening on Facebook and Instagram. It's like really happening, and I'm not that type of person that's gonna be like, oh wait, I need you to see what I'm doing, because it's still gonna happen.
Well, but that's true, and I have a lot of pictures and stuff that I don't post and stuff like that. So I get that part. Some pieces of your life you do want to make private.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, and I'm not saying that you should never be happy of the things that you're doing, because I feel like, if you're going on vacation for the first time in 5 years, you saved up all that money to get to wherever it was you was going. Absolutely. I want to see those pictures. And I'm not talking about the people that use Facebook and social media in a normal, healthy way. I'm talking about the people that wake up, like, I woke up today and like, okay, we got it. And, now we got to see your whole fucking day on Facebook, because you don't realize that you could probably keep some of that shit to yourself, because we don't care. I mean,
well, that's why I said that's the cry for help. So for those that's listening, just understand that, it could be a bigger piece to this equation that maybe not looked at. I think people need to think about, the audience that they're trying to get them to like them, because they always going to have to keep seeking validation from strangers. And so, it is a such thing as doing the most, and it is a such thing as seeking out some type of validation from people that you don't know. So it kind of almost tell you that maybe their circle might be very small. Maybe they don't have the people in their life that will give them that validation, or the people that's in their life haven't given it to them. So they feel like they have to go onto a social media platform and spill out to everyone, because it just, when you look at it, everybody shakes their head, and I'm quite sure everybody got somebody on their Facebook like that, where they just get to the point where it just wears you down mentally, not because you don't really like them, it is because they're just doing the most, and then it kind of just has that effect on you, like, you just get automatically tired of the person. It's like, you don't want to have those feelings towards people like that if you really like them. It's just that, the way that they conduct themselves is like, look at me again,
repeatedly.
Right. And
it's just like, but thank God for the unfollow button, because I have unfollowed some people, because it just gets to the point where it's like, I see you out here doing your thing, but I keep seeing you, and it's just like, what is the point? Like, I don't know.
Well, and that's the validation. So we feel like the Facebook, and Facebook can be used in a lot of ways. Yes. You got or social media, because you got influencers. Yep. Those people you expect to see a lot of, because they're trying
that's their job.
That's their job. They quit their regular job, and they are out here trying to get you to buy stuff. That's how they make their money. It's all respect. So
and if you have a business, like I totally get it, because you and we have a business page, and we're absolutely gonna post stuff on that, because it has something to do with us trying to make it, and it's our business. So I feel like if you are a business owner, you absolutely should be using Facebook, Instagram, whatever else to market yourself, because how else are you gonna make it if you don't? Like, I feel like this is one of the benefits of social media, that I feel like one of the things that, it was probably harder back in the day to be a business owner, because you didn't have that marketing piece that is so readily available to us now, that I think some people almost take it for granted, because it's just like, when I'm on Facebook, I'd be scrolling, don't even be paying attention to half the shit that I'm even looking at. I will just like it because it's a person, but I don't even actually, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever just find yourself like just
mentally checked out?
You're autopilot and you're just liking shit, and then you're like, you don't even realize what the hell it is that you're even liking or loving, or whatever the case might be, especially if it's a particular person that, before you unfollow them. You see them, or actually, I don't even like the shit. I'll just keep scrolling. I'll be, oh, here they go again. They asked again. And then they get the unfollow. But that, I feel like, really what is, Facebook is for now, just seeing the people posting their kids.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook has a lot of different avenues. You can obviously go with a business page. You can be an influencer. You can be, just a way for people to catch up with each other that hasn't seen each other in a long time, for a way that people can stay in contact with you or even keep up with your life. And then you have those that take that and go to the next level with it, where it kind of takes the joy out of it, because it's like, okay, you're like crying for help, you're crying for attention, you're crying for something. And then for those that just can't, every day is like I'm like they're talking to us on Facebook like they're talking to us on the telephone.
Right.
And it's like it's a difference between the two, because you're asking a group of people that really don't either know you that well or like you that well or don't even give a damn about you, but you're talking to them like it's a casual conversation. So I do think that people do need to like think about like how the society is going and how we're kind of losing the lost art of being around each other, because now the Facebook kind of basically eliminates that.
Yeah.
And so
it makes it so where people are awkward when they're actually around people, because they don't know how to really interact with people, and they get online and they think like, these people are really my friends. They're like my friends. And I'm like, you don't even know half these people, and they don't care about half the shit that's even going on in your life. If they can't call you on the phone, I mean actually call you on the phone, not using the Facebook Messenger, because I mean really you can call anybody now if you really wanted to. But if you can't pick up the phone and call me on my actual cell phone, then you don't even really matter. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I'm just saying, like, why am I trying to stress myself out trying to show you how I'm living when you don't even give a shit? You're like, I don't even really know you like that, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it can be interesting. But I always say this, people have to be careful with that, because you see how society is going now, where you're seeing more and more videos of people cannot articulate themselves in situations, and they end up fighting, or they end up some type of altercation. And if you don't have any physical like contact, or not contact like y'all guys don't touch each other, but like physical like conversations, you're not talking to anybody, the interaction is just going to get worse, because it's not going to get any better with everybody trying to communicate with each other on a message, or like on Messenger or Facebook posts and stuff like that. That's just not how we're ever going to evolve as people.
I will say this about evolving as people. I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking about this in my head. One of the positives that's come out of social media, granted, I feel like we've always had like camera phones and camcorders and things like that, but I feel like with camera phones and how everybody has a camera phone, it's made it so much easier to call out people when they do their Karens, and we're becoming in a society now where you can't do anything because everything is being recorded, and people's lives are being affected by this, as it should, because we have the Karens of the world, the cops that are out here killing people, and I feel like it's so important that we have this kind of technology now, because now we have the evidence that we need, whereas before this shit was obviously probably always going on, but we never had any kind of proof to show like this woman is going crazy, she's calling me all kinds of names and stuff. And I feel like it's because of social media and our phones and things like that that we've been able to capture those things and take some of these people and make these people being held accountable for their actions, whereas before it just never happened.
I mean, and that's always can be a good thing when you can record stuff like that, or put it on like Facebook Live or Instagram Live, because now you can actually that's a super advantage, because you're right, we never had that. And before, if they did have the footage, then they're going to be trying to say something about it and all that stuff, but you can't really deny if somebody's going live on Facebook with it.
Right
now, it's millions of people that can possibly see this video. It's probably going to go viral.
Get you fired from your job. I'd like to think that people will become more aware of, like, maybe I shouldn't go on my racist rant right now because somebody's going to pull out their phone and I'm probably going to lose my job and my life and everything that I've worked hard for. I would like to think that they would be like, I'm going to keep my racist shit to myself today, but they don't, because those videos still come out every day.
Well, that's good, because now you have a video. I mean, I think that people got to look at this from both angles, because if you are a person that is going on this rampage and you saying all these crazy words and you trying to make somebody feel lower than what they are, like those videos don't get erased.
No,
like
and they will always be there.
Yeah, that's recorded history now, and I know. And
you will always be Barbecue Becky. Like, you will always be that person.
Well, what you also got to think about this too, that, you know, all these companies they have a special division of their company that handles social media.
They know how powerful social media is. Yep. You can't be working for somebody's company and you out here on Facebook acting a whole goddamn fool, and they're just gonna be like, well, she's been in the company for 15 years and we really love Barbecue Becky. Barbecue Becky got to go. Or black folks or whoever the case gonna be is not gonna be rocking with y'all no. And we already know that black people, we are some spenders. We already talked about this on another podcast. We have a lot of influence. I wish we realized it more, but we have a lot of influence over people and things, and they are aware of that.
Well, just like I said before, you got to remember that when people see this, they got to realize that this is going to be played at every time you go somewhere to go find a job. They're going to look at your social media and they're going to do a little bit digging on you to see what type of person that you are before they hire you now. So when you're doing crazy stuff and you're saying crazy things, you know, you just got to remember that that's recorded history. And no company is going to want to be associated with you because of things that you've done in the past. You know,
which just goes to show, or not even just racist stuff. Like, but if you out here thotting and botting and you doing crazy ass shit on your Instagram, Facebook, it's like you said, companies are looking at that. So it just goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you move more in private, people can't use the shit that you put on social media against you later. So some of y'all might need to be thinking about that too while y'all be out here trying to live y'all's best lives on Instagram, Facebook. It's okay to live your life behind closed doors and just live your goddamn life.
Right. You know, you can record it. You just don't have to keep putting it on.
Exactly. Do you know how much shit I have on my phone that I don't upload? Like, I take 1 million pictures of myself, but do I upload them to Facebook and Instagram? No, because I'm aware. And y'all don't want to see me like that. I don't want to see me like that. It's annoying. It's the same goddamn picture, just a different day, maybe a different outfit, but it's still the same shit.
Well,
if you're going to post every day, post different shit. Like, how narcissistic really can you be that every day you're posting yourself? When you think about it, like, that's ridiculous. And that's the stuff I be talking about. It's like, it's just you again and again and again.
Yeah, mix it up, you know. And I think that we always want to see that from people. Like, you know, you got to have a little bit more versatility when it comes to who you are as a person. It can't just be the same.
No.
Same picture, different angle. Or, you know, you got a lot of single women out there that like to just post
your infamous picture.
The top half of their body, and it's like you don't know what they look like on the bottom half until you see them. You know, and I know obviously we're married, but those are just the pictures that be on there. And it's like, you know, how many pictures, like, you know, you stroll down and you got women on your Facebook or your Instagram and it's just their top half. It is never their whole body or bottom half too.
Well, they're highlighting their best attributes.
Well, yeah, but it's almost like, okay, so that means that you just put makeup on and, you know, you put a shirt that's a low-rise shirt and that's who you are now.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but you know, that's what Instagram, it's the illusions of, you know, the filters, you know, you don't even know what people look like anymore because they got filters and then they only show a certain part of themselves and that's filtered. So it's like when you see them in person, you're like, holy shit, that's not who you are.
Well, it'd be like for us as guys, if we just worked out our top half and just left our bottom half unattended, you'd be like, man, you know, you got all these big muscles and chest and all that stuff, and then your legs are like chicken legs.
Well. Women are focused on the muscles and the arms and the backs and the chest.
Yeah, they look at the leg, they look at your bottom half, and you it's like, huh?
They look like Timberland and Dr. Dre.
Yeah, so you just got big arms and chicken legs.
They look so funny. But yes, I agree. It's just, you know, like you said, change it up. You know, we don't want to see your face every day. And I know that sounds mean, but, you know, there's other parts of your life besides you. Go outside and take a picture of a flower.
You know, well, go take a picture of something else. Anything
or
else.
or even better, you don't even have to upload anything that day. Give it a break. Let us get a break. Let us miss you. Let us be like, damn, it's been like a whole day since that person uploaded. I just know they over there combusting somewhere because they probably like must upload another picture of me. But it's like, yeah.
Well, and to switch gears a little bit, so we also seeing another effect that we have to change in society with social media, and it goes to the people that's out there that, you know, there's moving and shaking and doing something special. And, you know, I always want to applaud everybody, no matter if it's they doing something minor, something major, or birthday, or, you know, had another baby, whatever.
Yeah, those are the things that I like. That's what I like to go on Facebook for. Well, besides the videos and the memes, is the birthdays, the pregnancy announcements, the promotions, the new house, the things that, like, okay, you're out here doing something, not just you sitting on the couch drinking some wine. Like, I don't need to see that. I've seen that.
Well, the reason why the reason why I was saying that is because those posts and those pictures get 40, 50 likes.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you post something that is very negative or has, you know,
men ain't shit, you're gonna get 3,000 likes.
Yeah, you'd be like, what? It doesn't even make any sense. But something bad always got to happen to a person for them to like it.
Yeah.
And it should never be like that. And I think that a lot of people need to understand that this is the image that they're putting out there, because you only want to like something if it's negative. Like, you know, everything in your life shouldn't be that way. You should always have a positive perspective on a lot of things.
Yeah. I don't understand. I guess, you know, they say misery loves company. So if I'm miserable, you're happy. I'm miserable because you're probably miserable too. And that could be another reason why people spend so much time on Facebook, because they're just not happy in their real lives and they don't have any other outlets. I didn't even think of that. But they might not have any other outlets in life to, like,
Vent off?
To not even vent off, but let's say you don't have a lot of friends. So what do you do with your time? You don't have nobody to hang out with, so you're just chilling on Facebook.
That's sometimes can be a choice. Like, some people, you know, don't want to have a lot of friends, and some people do want to have a lot of friends. It's just that the friends really don't like them. So it's kind of
well, yeah. But I'm just saying though. But like, and I mean, you could absolutely use Facebook as that purpose. I've met some awesome people on Facebook, you know, but I realized that it's not you. You have to take it outside of that and actually hang out with people outside of Facebook. Yeah. It's not real. And so I think when people, you know, put your phone down, if you don't have a lot of friends and you're trying to find friends, granted, you can find people to hang out with in friendships on Facebook, but you're really going to find them out in the real world, like where people actually exist. And it's, you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, some people who don't have a lot of people in their lives, they feel like they have to go on Facebook to find those friendships, which if that's working for you, you know, I'm not going to knock it. Something is better than nothing. I absolutely don't want you to be sitting in your house like depressed because you don't have anything. But I think though at the same time is that you got to understand that most people on Facebook are not on that kind of the same stuff.
Well, and I do think that a lot of people on Facebook ain't happy.
Right.
You know, they kind of want to see, you know, anybody. I guess they're looking for anything that they can tie themselves with somebody else's demise. Because
I don't even know if it's necessarily that. Because I also think that because they're not happy, they keep uploading everything of their lives to try to make it seem like, look how happy I am. Look how happy I am.
But that's in that too, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But I also feel like, you know, those are the people that like everything that negatively happened. If somebody say, "Oh, man ain't shit" or "women ain't shit," then you got 1,000 comments on there about how much shit they ain't.
Right.
Instead of like thinking about like, okay, you know, let's talk about how women are shit or how men are shit. You know, you get one like.
Right.
It's like,
yeah, that's true. If I went on my Facebook, it was like, Cedric is just everything to me. They'd be like, ugh, I've had better. He ain't that all that. Or I mean, I guess that sounds really old. What do these young people say today? He ain't lit. I don't know. But whatever. They not trying to hear that.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just a slippery slope when it comes to a lot of this stuff. People that's listening, you know, just understand, you know, if you hustling on there, you know, do your thing.
I want you to share. I want you to share multiple times a day. Keep that hustle going because this is how you getting paid. This is how you feed your family.
Yeah.
But to the other people, just chill out. Go find a book to read. Go get a hobby.
Or go out there and go find some friends.
Even better, you know.
I think
if you was living your life, you wouldn't be putting your life. That's, you know, it's a good analogy. If you were really living your life, you would not be taking all this time to be on Facebook. You'd be out there living your life. And I feel like you can tell people who got shit going on and people who don't have shit going on, because they're the ones that are always on Facebook posting pictures of themselves multiple times a day, or the same picture every single day. It's like, don't you got some kids to take care of? Some laundry to fold? Don't you got something else to do? Get off of Facebook.
So they taking pictures of the laundry they folded.
They probably, or they putting up folding laundry. Like, oh my Lord, we don't care. Do something else with your time.
Well,
Put your phone down.
So other than those things, you know, we talked about the, you know, obviously some of the good things about Facebook. We talked about some of the bad things about Facebook, which is, you know, hopefully people that's listening can take something out of this and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I might need to go seek some type of counseling. Maybe I might need to go out there and meet some people.
Yeah.
Because if you got, you know, you're right. If you got things going on with yourself, you know, you don't have to really, you know, vocalize every single.
You don't need the validation from other people. And I think that's really what it is that we just live in a society where attention is just, the need for attention is just so high right now, which is bizarre, because it's like, I mean, it's not bizarre, but the need for attention is so high right now that people are just running around, just, you know, trying to tell everybody what they're doing. Like, look at me, look, come here, love me. They're like a dog, they're like Cookie. Like, they cannot get enough belly rubs and attention. Like, it doesn't matter what we do to that dog.
And I think for the people that's close to these folks, you know, whether, you know, they know them or, you know, relatives of them, you know, you probably want to reach out to that person every now and then. You know, sometimes it's okay to call people and to see how they're doing.
Yeah, but how do you, just to see how they're doing? Like, I was just going to say, like, yo, you need to chill on the
No.
Instagram.
You ain't gotta go in there and you know, talk to them about that. But obviously they're crying for help.
Yeah, I agree.
And so they're posting all the time, and they want people to engage with them, and you know, they're looking for engagement, but really what they also looking for is friendship.
Yeah, I agree. I think if that friendship, love, take, or maybe a relationship, because some people are single and lonely probably, and they just looking for somebody to cuddle up with. You know, if those are the things that you want to do, you know, we get it. But I feel like you said, maybe you just need to call somebody and say, hey, let's go hang out, because like I feel like my friendship tank is pretty full. I don't feel like I'm running out here looking like, love me, hang out with me. But I guess if I was that way, I probably would be on social media all day acting like I ain't got nothing else to do with my time, because I want somebody to be like, you know what, we should hang out. And I guess I never thought about it that way. So that was a very good point that you made there.
Yeah, we need to look at these people and realize that, you know what, they're crying for help. And, you know, we can get annoyed. Mm-hmm. We can do a lot of things, but we also got to realize that it's something that's going on with these folks that, you know, that they're not going to go in there and say, hey, I'm suffering from mental health, or, hey, you know, I don't have any friends, or, hey, whatever. But when you see what they're doing, we kind of get an idea that, you know what, if they had a lot of stuff going on, there'd be no time for this. You know, It'd be no time for the, you know, posting up, getting out of bed, posting up, you know, eating breakfast. Yeah, it's like it gets out of hand. It's
off
like
to the gym. Let me go and do all of the other things, and you know, all of the everything. Like, got done with that. Now I'm gonna eat lunch. Now here's my dinner. It's like okay.
It's like and I think oh man, I think it's that one movie with Siri.
While you're talking about it, I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, because I feel like that movie with Siri is kind of a lot of people's lives where, you know, you just get to the point where you're just very consumed with what's going on, and you're not really thinking about, okay, this doesn't look too well. And you have to realize that if you want friendship, just go look for some friends. Maybe you need to join a group. Maybe you need to join a club, or go somewhere where people are at, because there's a lot of things that Facebook also does well as they also make sure that, you know, they have events out, and then you can see all the friends that's going to your events, and then you can possibly do an event with somebody and meet some new people, and you know, then you can kind of fill that love tank that's basically on E.
Right.
And you know, we don't have to see it, you know, like this outpour on Facebook.
Right. I think that's something that's very key. I never really thought about it that way. Is that it? I guess I always saw it as a cry for help because, yeah, but I never looked at it as like the person is probably just lonely and they don't have it, and they probably know only like one or two people, and and then that person is busy and they're out living their lives. So then they're like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, find some new people to hang out with.
Find some more people.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to find new people.
Well, that's the same thing. Find new people.
Well,
find
new people
people.
kind of almost like you just need to replace everybody. But like,
oh, well, I didn't see it that way, but yeah, I can see that.
But sometimes, when you are being who you are, you're going to naturally rub elbows with people that you have a lot of things in common with, and then you can start building relationships and friendships from there, and then to get to the point where you're too busy doing things. Now your post is, hey, I'm hanging out, doing this, I'm blah 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 blah.
Good company with good friends.
Yeah, good company with good friends, and then people can see now that you actually are happy.
Right.
It's not like this facade of you being happy because you're posting pictures of yourself all day. Now you actually doing things that you enjoy and being around people that you want to spend time with.
And I also think it's counterproductive because I feel like when people post a lot, they don't get the attention they're actually looking for because you're just always there. Right. Whereas if you have the people that don't post much, you're like, oh shit, this person just posts. He don't never post nothing. They get the engagement that other person is probably looking for because it's like you're not being missed. You're just always there. I can always count on like 1 or 2, 3 people is always on Facebook. And it's kind of like when I see them, I just go into autopilot. I just scroll right past them. I don't even look at their stuff. Whereas when I see somebody that only posts like once or twice a month, I stop and I pay attention to whatever it is that they're talking about because I realize they don't come on Facebook or and Instagram that much.
Right. And that's probably an extreme because
no, I'm saying for me personally, that's what I've noticed. I usually gravitate towards people that I don't see often posting a lot.
But even if you post one time a day it's not bad.
No.
It just, but I think that, just like we said earlier.
I think it's the context though too.
Yeah, it's the context.
If you're posting the same thing every day, it's
kind of lose
annoying.
a value. Yeah, because then it kind of goes to, oh, here she go again, or here he go again. And then it's like, okay, you get 2 or 3 likes because, you got diehard
it's the
fans.
Same thing as yesterday. It's like, oh,
or you got thirsty people that just want to see you. And,
right.
I guess.
Right. If it's the same titty pictures, of course that same couple of dudes is going to like the picture because they be waiting on them daily titty pictures. They're like, come on. I know you're going to post it because you do it every day.
Right. They looking forward to it. Well, with that being said, I think we pretty much covered.
I couldn't find that movie, by the way. It was some movie called Jexy, but
it
was with that Joaquin. I can't say that man's name. The Joaquin Phoenix, whatever the hell that man's name is. But I thought that movie, like he fell in love with the like because Siri was like his best friend. Yeah. Let me hold on. Just keep talking. Let me see whatever you're about to say.
And because I feel like
it's called Her.
Yeah, Her. Yep.
It says Sensitive Soulful Man or whatever. The movie is called Her with Joaquin Phoenix. He comes fascinated with his operating system. They don't call it Siri because obviously they probably couldn't in the movie.
Right.
But it's basically what you were saying is that he had nobody probably and he fell in love with the goddamn operating system, which is really scary and sad.
It's sad, yeah, very sad. So if y'all guys are
if you're lonely and
that
you
lonely,
need
man,
to post another picture of yourself that you posted yesterday, just stop and go watch Her and think, this could be me. I'm not too far from there. I'm going to be in love with my phone in a minute.
In theory, yes. But, for those that don't post like that, and we know who those folks are, and for those that do post like that, and we know who you guys are.
They know who they are.
Just understand that, it could be an attempt for help. You're probably looking for validation, and you're not going to get it there because even if you post 25 times a day, you're getting 4 likes, and it's not really that people don't want to like your post. It's just more so that
they're just tired of seeing it.
Yeah, they're just tired of seeing it. It's like, you kind of wore it out. And
just imagine eating like the same meal every single day. At some point, you just be like, you just go into autopilot and you just eat the shit. You don't even aware of what you're eating. It's kind of like the same thing. Like people see it and they're just like, yeah, I know what she's talking about. He's talking about. Well, it's just whatever. How many likes can you have of the same damn thing?
Right. So, with that being said, I hope y'all guys enjoyed this podcast. We really wanted to touch on the social media aspect, and you know, we want to definitely spill the beans about how it's impacting folks, whether it's impacting them in a good way or is it impacting them in a negative way.
And I just want to say that we're not saying to not live your life. If Facebook and Instagram is that important to you and those posts are that important to you, then keep doing it. If it genuinely makes you happy to post about yourself every day or whatever the case might be, then continue to do it, because life is too short to not do the things that don't make you happy. But I just wish that we as a society can get to the point where we don't need, like, social media is not a crutch. It's just a thing that we use to pass the time or to entertain us for this time being. But it's not something that we have to use to have a fulfilled life. I guess that's essentially really what I wanted to say in a sentence, is that understand that it's for a purpose. It's not real. It's go outside, like you said, take a walk, go meet a new friend, go find a hobby, just do something else that's actually fulfilling in your life.
Well, and even if they did that, I mean, if they posted something that looked different, then you probably get a little bit more acceptance.
Right.
You know, if you posting this you, or you posting this, you know, you, then you're going to have the fallout, because a lot of people are just going to get tired of it and they're just going to probably unfollow you, like you said, because I know I have done it a few times.
I think whoever invented that shit, I am so glad, because it is a beautiful feature.
Yeah, and I had to, and I'm pretty laid back when it comes to a lot of that stuff. But some folks, man, they was taken to a whole new level, and even though I was happy for them, it just was just like, okay, you got to have a little bit more substance to who you are.
Exactly.
And so, you know, just like we were saying when we was trying to wrap it up, you know, for people that I think that they're hurting on the inside for real, like for real. Like,
and if that's you, and you might not even know it's you. You might be thinking we're not talking about you, but you really need to go back, look at your Facebook. If you post a lot about yourself in a day, we might be talking about you. And maybe you should just sit down with yourself and think, why am I posting so much? What am I trying to get from this? And whatever it is that you're really trying to get, that's what you should be focused on, whether it's friendship, whether it's companionship. I just say companionship because companionship can go
a lot of ways.
A long way.
Right.
So if that's really what it is that you're looking for, maybe you need to think about the steps that you need to take to seek and to get the actual companionship that you're looking for, because you're not going to get it on Facebook. I can tell you right now, it's not going to come from there, because if you had gotten it, you would stop doing what you're doing.
Right. And just like I said before about the hurting on the inside, you know, people are it's crying on the inside for attention. Because their love tank is not full. And so we have to realize that, you know, when we see people like that, maybe, you know, those of us that it can pay attention and spot that out, or have the ability to do that, you know, probably need to reach out to those folks and just, you know, say hi to them, you know, see how they doing, check on them, because they're really looking for somebody to talk to.
Right.
You know, you're really looking for somebody to be just around, hang out with. Yep.
And probably especially around this time too, with the whole pandemic and everybody's being at home more than usual. But I still feel like these people were doing that shit even before then, so I can't even really give them an excuse.
No, this is something that's been going on for quite some time, and I think that Facebook or social media just highlighted a problem that was already there.
Right.
You know, it magnified it, in my opinion, because now people have a voice, so now they can go in there and say whatever they want,
or post whatever they want to
post whatever they want, and you know, nobody's saying that you can't post nothing about yourself, and nobody's saying that you can't love yourself, and
just leave a little bit of mystery. We like a mystery.
Or this you know, create variety. You know, if you're a female, a single female out there, and you're looking for somebody to show you attention, once you start posting more stuff about who you are, you know,
other than your titties.
Other than titties, you know, I mean, as much as I would love to
somebody
keep
else right now is cussing us out. They're like, don't you tell that girl to stop showing her titties. I wanted to see her titties. She's got more going on besides.
But she got more than that. You know, because then it's like, okay, you're only posting one half of your body, and then
what else do you have to offer?
What else do you have to offer? You know, guys gonna feel catfished when they meet them.
That goes the same with guys.
And guys
they always got the little money in their pictures, trying to thirst, or I guess that's thirst trapping for the women. You know, the money and their their cars and whatever. But there's more to you
for
than
the
money.
For the guys out there that's listening, you know, it's showing money is just not. It's
right,
getting old.
You could have easily cashed your paycheck and just was flossing out for that picture and knowing damn well that's your rent, but that's fine.
Right. It's like, okay, you got money, that's nice. You know, and
or nobody. Your girlfriend's money.
nobody's excited about that unless you're a woman that is seeking, ain't got nothing going on, and you seeking that type of man. Then you kind of get what you got coming. But if he plays on you and then leaves you afterwards, that's
a whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic. Well, with that being said,
peace, love, and hair grease.
All right, guys, thanks for listening to this podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Yep.
Bye.
Thanks for rocking with this video all the way to the end. We also have this podcast on Apple, Anchor, and Spotify. You can also rock out with us on Facebook and Instagram. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks very much for y'all guys' support. We'll see you on the next one.
Sip on fine wine, listen to my thoughts, unfiltered, relax, recline. Today we got some time, how nice of you to join. Listen to my thoughts, true facts you'll find.